think it's right here. Throughout our conversation, Moriarty used careful language, erring on the side of social commentary instead of revealing anything too personal. Her manicured nails were sharpened into metallic talons. Even her jewelry, a collection of chunky gold and silver earrings, and a chain-link necklace with a large heart, like a padlock, seemed designed to protect the wearer. Her caution is understandable. Despite the critical stance taken by the boys on themes like toxic masculinity and hero worship, Moriarty has found herself a frequent target of online harassment. I saw a meme yesterday about her that had like 130,000 likes on Twitter. Just the same shit. I'm like, guys, come on. Move the fuck on. Moriarty has found herself a frequent target of online harassment. From internet fan spaces to an episode of Megyn Kelly's radio show, the topic is always the same: her appearance. She left Instagram in January to try to escape the growing vitriol, but she expected the worst. So the difference between someone like Erin Moriarty and Kylie Jenner, who recently on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians cried to Kendall Jenner about how mean the internet is and how it feels like the Kardashians are frequently at the top of the list of women whose looks are discussed by people online. And obviously the hypocrisy and the lack of self-awareness with the Kardashians calling out the internet for obsessing over their appearance when that's how they've made their entire fucking career and have sold each of them has an empire of their own. Kylie herself has $1 billion plus empire on selling products, but hiding the fact that their bodies and faces are surgically enhanced. So yeah, if you use this $50 lip kit, you're not going to get those lips. If you use this Spanx, you're not going to get Kim's body. But that's not going to sell. That's not going to sell the commerce. Anywho, difference between that and this is, and of course I acknowledged with the Kylie thing that the it's not right that the internet is so cruel. And Kylie in particular, she's the youngest. She wasn't asked to be born into this family, but she has still benefited largely off of doing what all the Kardashians do. Erin Moriarty has nonstop been the target of a harassment campaign over the fact that she looked different in season 2, and it has just been nonstop. And it didn't stop at, hey, Erin Moriarty looks kind of different, like just noticing it. No, it turned into what it always turns into online, which is just an absurd amount of vitriol over nothing, over something that should not, she is not deserving of all of the nonstop hate and people just criticizing her and refusing to talk about anything other than her appearance. Sejong Sim, thank you for the 5 months. Okay, so here's what she said. For a few months, I thought my career was over because there was so much attention brought to something that I was told to never address. She thought her career was over because the internet was being so cruel. What an insane thing. Not her being insane for thinking her career was over, but her being in this place where she literally didn't do anything and felt as if it was all over. Can't watch any interview with her included without a flood of mean comments about her. Yes, it'll be like that. It will be like that throughout her career. That's the shitty thing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's been 2 fucking years since season 2 aired. And people just will not leave her alone. And she, again, didn't do anything. I think that's something that you realize as a woman in public spaces, as a public figure, is that you will never be left alone, ever. It comes and goes in waves. I guess I'm speaking as a streamer, but you'll never You'll never fully be left alone. They'll just trail you from place to place. Women in nerd spaces specifically are so abused. Oh, God, yeah. Oh. Didn't do anything. Didn't she have 3 or 4 nose jobs to the point she has no nose? Oh, are you her doctor? I see a nose right there. I also like that you think that her having a nose job, which how do you fucking know she had a nose job, means that the harassment of her is warranted. That's a fucking insane take. I hope that if you're like, if you ever get anything done to your face and then I don't know, you're not a public figure like Erin Moriarty, but if people decide to fucking harass you for the rest of your life, you'll understand that that is an insane take. Yeah, is that a crime? Why do you care? But don't you love that though? How it's like, oh, in this person's mind, she committed what amounts to a crime for changing her appearance in an industry that nonstop criticizes women for their looks. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Truly. You're never young enough. You're never pretty enough. Your boobs aren't perky enough. Your nose isn't small enough. You have one wrinkle. Oh, but if you do something to fix your appearance in an industry that is all about appearance, oh, then somebody online is going to be like, yeah, no, you deserve death threats. You deserve to be killed. Good Lord. Oh, God. Okay. Alrighty. At first, Erin's fears seemed to be coming true. The paparazzi began stalking her, and the online commentary about her looks went into overdrive. She deserves that, though. She deserves being stalked, being harassed. Not her work being talked about, but what potential work she's had done being the only focus. Dragon on me. Thank you for the 5. Thank you. I was really worried about her for a period of time, said Karen Fukuhara, who plays Kimiko on The Boys. Nobody is bulletproof, even though I think she's close to it. Behind the scenes, though, Moriarty had amazing support from Amazon and her coworkers. She said, most male actors don't have to put up with this shit, Kripke said, adding, if you can't be kind, don't watch the show. In Toronto, where The Boys is mostly filmed, she and other female cast members gather routinely for what Fukuhara called estrogen nights, meetups in which they discuss their industry experiences, relationships, and what it feels like to be on set as a woman. And online, something unexpected happened. Women began messaging Moriarty to share their own stories of harassment and abuse, and Moriarty said that those voices encouraged her to re-engage and return to social media. I had left it on a note where I'd explicitly said that I had been heartbroken by the comments, she reflected. Now I'm not heartbroken, I'm galvanized. And she has plenty worth readying for. Moriarty is slated to star in True Haunting, a horror film about the family involved in the first televised exorcism. Great, sign me up. The Boys, meanwhile, has already been renewed for a 5th season, which will be its final. She also turns 30 this month, and although she said she has long felt psychologically creaky, she's eager to embark on a new chapter that builds on what she's learned over the past year. The Hollywood career that Moriarty admires is that of Frances McDormand, a fiercely private actress who immerses herself in her roles and essentially disappears outside of her obligatory appearances. I had to find my own relationship with work that lacked codependency, that involved finding a genuine motive to stay in the industry, she said. It's been confronting, but it's been liberating. What is it with talking about women for half a second that brings out deranged chatters? It's an inability to go through life without feeling a burning hatred for women in 100 different ways. Truly. Because a lot of these are the same people who will then like talk about a woman over the age of 30 who's unmarried, and doesn't have children, that as if like she has wasted her entire point of existing, that she's a spinster, that she'll never have children, she'll never have love, et cetera, that basically if you're over 30, you're dead as a woman. You might as well be dead. The female stars did a Wired autocomplete interview and all the comments were about how they looked. Wow, I'm so shocked.
Hey, we're the cast of The Boys, and we're going to answer the most Googled questions about our show.
There's
nothing in it. Oh, wait, there is.
Did Starlight join The Boys?
Yes.
She's British?
Yeah. I was like,
she's a part of The Boys now.
Yeah. Is Homelander pure evil?
Whoa.
Wait,
I think
you
he's
don't
a
know?
flawed human being, like all of us.
I do think that like
She's
he
Australian?
is pretty freaking evil, but I think it's because he's.
Oh, you mean the YouTube comments? Yeah, because a woman's appearance is the only thing worth talking about. That's what's most important. I thought you meant that they were reading comments on this episode of Wired. Alexis, thank you for the 4 months. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy, YouTube comments. Yeah, I don't read YouTube comments anymore. I don't read Reddit. I don't read YouTube comments. Largely have stayed away from Twitter comments. They really have just become a cesspool of the most nasty fuckers on the planet. Thank you for being so patient and explaining the issues women face. Leftist guy from a very conservative family, so I never had a lot of these conversations growing up. I am from a liberal family, and we also didn't have these conversations growing up. It wasn't until I got older and was examining my own relationship with this world as a woman and as a half Asian woman, but who's, the halfness doesn't matter. Like, I am fully perceived as an Asian woman and all the negativities that have come along with that. But it took a lot of like my own understanding and looking at all of these things to come to, and then of course like reading feminist works, et cetera, et cetera. But I didn't have these convos either. Like, I remember the first time that I talked about my experience being an Asian woman, and I think I had maybe written a blog post or something about it. And I was at home and my aunt, my dad's sister, was visiting. And then we had a really long conversation, and she basically was like, I've never really talked about my own experiences in the way that I just did. And my dad was amazed to hear just kind of like this grasp that I had on, on explaining my existence and how I've been perceived. And I don't know. It was just like I think it was a really surprising conversation because we just had never talked. We had never talked about things like that.